race, class, gender, ability, sexual orientation. All these things make up a human, and they don't exist inside of a vacuum. In that same way, the oppression that we face is not a separate oppression, okay? The mechanisms that are oppressing black people are not separate from the mechanisms that are oppressing indigenous people, are not separate from the mechanisms that are oppressing women, are not separate from the mechanisms that are oppressing working class white people, okay? It's the same colonizer mentality that is plaguing this planet and has been plaguing this planet for hundreds of years, arguably even thousands, right? That mentality of domination, of exploitation touches all of us. And here's the rub, y'all. They're able to convince us that we are separate from one another. They're able to, in fact, pit us against one another and make us enemies, when in fact, we're all allies in this struggle. You want some further proof? Here, check this out. So, for those of y'all who are here, all right, for the memorial birthday of George Floyd this week, some of y'all heard Jedi speaking about the origins of the slave patrol and the origins of the police in this country, okay? And I want to take you back to that time too, but I want to talk about a parallel story, something that was happening alongside that story and was tantamount to it, okay? And that's the invention of whiteness, okay? Because whiteness is a concept. I follow me, I want you to follow where I'm going with this. Whiteness is not an inherent truth, okay? Historically, before there was white people in this country, there were Italians, there were Jews, there were Germans, there were British, right? And these white people were oppressing other white people, right? You had Jews living in ghettos, you had Irish people being oppressed, you had white people oppressing other white people. But something that they realized was that these oppressed white people who were sharecroppers, who were farmers, who were hungry, who were poor, right, started to organize, they started to form unions, and they started to fight against their oppression. And so then, the wealthy slave-owning, land-owning elite, the same class of people that are running the world right now and mind-fucking us, came up with the original mindfuck. They invented whiteness. They said, you know what? The best way to quell this uprising, to silence these people, is to make them think that they have privilege. And they did, right? They created this idea that, hey, you're white now. Whatever you were before, now you're white. And guess what? That's better than being black. That's better than being native. Because we're not committing genocide against you, and we're not enslaving you, so you got it good, right? And they were able to mindfuck these white people who were being oppressed out of that and make them hate black people and make them hate indigenous people and say, hey, well shit, we got it bad, but at least it's not as bad as that, right? And so through this mechanism, they were able to divide people who really should have been aligning themselves together. It blows my fucking mind, even right now, right? You got these Trump supporters, these chuds, a lot of them are poor working class white people. They should be out here. They're also being oppressed. They're all being fucked, okay? But we've been convinced that our struggles are separate. We've been convinced that we need to fight against one another. That is not the case, okay? So what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is that this is all, when we say burn it down, we mean burn all of it down. Yeah. All the systems of oppression that are affecting everyone because they don't exist within a bucket. Okay? That's what people need to understand. Black liberation, indigenous sovereignty, it's not about helping quote unquote someone else or quote unquote the less fortunate. It's about everyone's uprising. Because equity, it's not about the equity of some. It's about the equity of all. Equity is about everyone getting what they need so that they can get to where they need to be, okay? That's what we're out here for, and that's why people need to align themselves with us, right? The time for division, it's not necessary, it's not going to work, it never has, okay? Because there's a very small group of people who've been running game on all of us for centuries. For fucking centuries, y'all, and they have mind fucked us out of even knowing it. If you can convince people, if you can make them forget the source of their oppression, you can make them think all kinds of shit because they don't know where their pain comes from. You got a lot of people in this country, in this society, who are depressed, who are sad, and they don't know why. Okay, I mean, there's so many reasons why people might be depressed or sad, but at the core of it, it's because we're all being exploited. We're all being exploited, right? People are being forced out of their homes. Why? Why? What is the landlord? What is that feudal shit? It's like we live in a feudal society, right? The lord of the land, right? It's ridiculous. Someone who lives and exists off of your labor. It's a parasitic relationship. If that parasitic relationship is essential to capitalism. It's essential to colonialism. Okay?
Same shit.
That's what it was. Racism against black people, it didn't start having anything to do with black people. It didn't start having anything to do with the color of our skin, okay? The subjugation of indigenous people and the genocide against indigenous people, they didn't care about us. It was all economic, okay? It was money. But they needed a justification for money, okay? There are documents that have been preserved from the 15 and 1400s before slaves were even brought to this country of people who visited Africa. They visited Africa and they wrote document after pamphlet about how we were savages, how we were monkeys, how we were animals. And the same thing was written and said about indigenous people in this country. They said they were savages. We've all heard this concept of the noble savage, right? They created this rhetoric so that they could place us lower than human beings so that it was okay to exploit us, so that it was acceptable. Because if you see someone as equal to you, it's a lot fucking harder to exploit them. But if you see them as subhuman, if you see them as animalistic, then it's a lot fucking easier, right? That's where racism comes from. Exploitation, economic greed, okay? The same forces that are attempting to push these people out of their fucking home right now, okay? It's, you know, if you didn't know any better, you'd think it was a conspiracy, but it's not. This is truth, okay? We've all been born into the greatest fucking conspiracy in human history, and we've all been convinced it's not even happening, and that's why there's white apathy, okay? But the cure to that, one, is so many skills and talents and abilities. If we pool those resources, if we engage in radical mutual aid, we can prove that we don't need them, okay? That's what it is. It starts with the community, okay? Every movement, no matter how big, started with a group of people getting together and saying, we're fucking tired. What are we gonna do? What skills do we have? And then making it happen. And that's the phase we're in right now. And that's why it's so essential for each of you to keep coming out, okay? Because you really are the revolution. When we say that, it's not just a phrase, it's not just an act. That's what I'm out here to do. And I hope that's what you're out here to do too, okay? Thank you. Once again, my name is Jay. I'm one of the band leaders of the Frontline Drumline. One thing that we're doing to galvanize this revolution is we're trying to engage in a new form of direct action where we go to the source, okay? Where we go to the house of the mayor, to the house of city officials, to the house of the police chief, and bug them, okay? And fuck with them and disrupt their lives, because we're not going to get anywhere disrupting the lives of working class people. We're just gonna make them tired, right? The people who we need to make tired are the people who have the ability legislatively to change things, okay? Because yes, it's about community, yes, it's about galvanizing us as a unit, but it's also about legislation, because let's not forget the system that we live in. It's a litigious society, okay? So we have to engage in litigation. We have to force the hand of the litigators. And that means going directly to the source of where these people are. So what the Frontline Drumline is trying to do is we're trying to start a new form of direct action in which we hold revolutionary drum circles outside the homes of these people for however the fuck long we need to be there to bother them and to let them know we're not leaving, we're not gonna let you sleep.
Yes.
We don't get no sleep because of you, so y'all don't get no sleep because of us.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And to that end, we're trying to raise some funds for this, okay? So we have a Cash App, it's Frontline Drumline, it's all one word, no special characters. We're trying to gather enough money so that we can purchase enough drums to put in the hands of every single one of you so that we can engage in these forms of direct action. Okay? So, thank you. So please, if you have some money to spare, if you have any wealth to spread, to share, hop on Cash App, find the Frontline Drumline, all one word, and give what you can so we can give it back to you. Thank you.
What's your memo? White folks, y'all better pay this man.
Just give it to the Frontline Drumline. Don't worry about me.
All right, fair enough.
Give it up again for Ray. I personally would love to take Frontline Drumline to the developer's house. The person who's trying to take this lot. I'm not the only organizer that is working on this effort. I want y'all to meet Koya. She's the one who got me
in. So I had 2 pieces of Palo Santo on my altar, last year, and I took them both with me to the Bay Area. And I gave one to my friend Eduardo, and we did some dirt together in the Bay. And he texted me a couple days ago, and he was like, I need Palo Santo, I can't find it.
I have it right here.
And I told him,
Oh, sorry. I thought you needed some.
I got it right here too. This is Eduardo, this is the homie. He said, I had burned that Palo Santo you gave me. I burned it down real far. And he told me he needed more. And I was like, yeah, Palo Santo is very scarce. It's going extinct. And New Seasons sells white sage in Palo Santo. New Seasons gentrifies neighborhoods, and New Seasons tries to gentrify Palo Santo. Fuck New Seasons.
Fuck New Seasons. Colonizing.
Fuck gentrification.
Fuck gentrification.
And I only take mine down every now and then when I feel called to take it down off the altar. But he had burned his all the way to the nub because, like 2020, feel me? It was hard. But I'm going to burn this here today, and Taja's going to burn their Palo Santo here today for this land back. Because black people still going to live here.
That's right.
Right.
Black people still going to live here.
Black people still gonna live here.
Black people still going to live here.
Black people still gonna live here.
Black people still gonna live here.
Black people still gonna live here.
Yeah, I really do. I want to give love to Regina as well as per the theme. You know what I mean? Because
That wasn't supposed to
we
be
love
the theme.
we love Regina, and the reason why I talked about this Palo Santo was because I've been following this young lady for a long time before I even spoke to her, and when I saw her and when I heard her voice telling folks, we here for the Kinney family, y'all shut the fuck up, we here for the Kinney family, I said that's what we need in this month.
Yeah.
And she's very talented, and so what's your cash app?
Regina Rage.
Regina Rage. That's the cash app too. And I'm gonna burn this Palo Santo. And I really love working with you.
It's not supposed to be about me. It's about every black family. It's about every black person. It's about every human on this planet. Think about it. We're the only species on this planet that has to pay money to exist.
That's right.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking done with that.
Yup.
It bothers me that my friends had to go hold buckets and scream Black Lives Matter to get money for me. I don't like asking people for things. So they went and they did it for me. I had no idea. But wouldn't it be nice if none of us had to struggle?
Yup.
Wouldn't it be nice if none of us had to beg for anything?
Mm-hmm.
One day we're not gonna have to do all this.
That's
One day
right.
everyone is gonna have what they need. We're all gonna have a house to live in, food to eat, clothes to wear, whatever we need. There's plenty. There's plenty for everyone, and we're gonna prove it to them. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to the band Dimwit.
earlier about?
Yeah, I was in a meeting.
No worries.
So the event's already full unless you have a ticket. And that, like, because we can only have 50, or really supposed to only have 40 people in that room. And with all the people that are organizing it and everybody that's already there, I think it's already full. Did you get a ticket?
No, sorry.
That's okay.
I've been busy trying to do all this other stuff, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you're around, I'll let you know, like, in the beginning if it's people actually, like, don't show up, because a lot of times people get tickets and then not show up. So, but I'm just worried that they'll already be, like, over the capacity there.
I'll throw in whatever to get in or whatever still.
What's that?
I'll throw in whatever to get in still. Like, but yeah.
You can try. Like, there's a lobby that you can film from if it's too full, but the person who's renting out the space was, like, adamant about not having, because of COVID, obviously, not having more than, like, 50 people in the room. So, but yeah, if you want to stop by, check it out.
I really wanted to get an interview with Frank because I didn't get a chance in DC, and then it just kind of like the time slipped away, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know how possible that is.
It's a band called Dimwit.
What was that?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, sorry.
I renamed the song Red Line Skating Line. It's so
For a
weird.
second.
Or, ooh, I see where we
Major racing bar house party vibe.
What's up, Carissa's stream?
Except there's not like chain smoking.
Stream of Carissa Diz, now controlled by concrete reporting. It's fine now.
The chorus is fuck that if you want to sing along.
Sorry.
Yeah!
This one's about my relationship with my phone. You could probably relate to it.
I'm gonna go eat this.
First thing that I ever seen, even before I take my morning tea, you're the only thing I seem to ever tell, even while I take my big back pill.
Fire pit.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Oh yeah. It's we're gonna play one more song. This song is about life. Ever heard of it? You're so damn hard, so wet with sweat. A hot beat, breathe. God damn, I said, God damn.
I told him that your channel wasn't taken over by Conquer. I do that anytime somebody has me on their
God damn,
Well, they know it's
so
me now.
damn
So
hard.
good. I'm back.
But sometimes it's good. Keep trying to run up the Toby Toes. But that damn's too quick. God damn, I just don't know what to say sometimes. And like, it's really hard to be a person and like it's hard to talk and like, well, inevitably
All right, we got one more song.
I'm the girl who said no. Then you called me a hoe. I'm the houseless you walk by. You don't even say hi. I'm the rapist, no consequence. I will make you do it and play. Now we need your
Let me check and see if Frank messaged me back. One sec. There's a rapper.
I didn't know what to expect. That thing you did with your voice made it all scary. That's pretty good. I liked it. Okay, we have one more speaker for you before C3 comes on the stage.
It's disgusting. I don't want it.
Come on.
No, it's all good. Hi everybody. Hopefully I don't bust my head on this. Nope, that's too high. So, y'all just know me as Mao. So the first thing I want to say is just the reminder that we stand on unceded land. So say it with me. We stand on unceded land.
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 So I need white people to explain to me how the fuck we gonna evict people when we are standing on unceded land.
That's right.
How does that work? How does that work? So let's talk about how things started here, right? Like we've heard a little bit about that. Well, I want to teach y'all the meaning of a word. The word is decimate. It means decimate. Say it with me. Decimate.
Decimate.
It means to reduce 10 to 1. The first injustice that happened on this land was white people showed up diseased and killed almost all the indigenous communities simply by existing. We still here. Damn right you're still here. Damn right. And so black folks and brown folks and white folks need to figure out how to get where they're at.
That's right.
Because resilience is not something we understand until we think about how this country was created, until we think about exactly what this community has been through, and we can do it without thinking about them as a loss. Because we have a tendency to think about the indigenous community as something that has been lost or sad, and that's fucked up. We need to stop doing that because, once again, what was it? We still here? We still here. We still here. And I need to say it, the rest of us are in the fucking way. We're in the way. We're standing here in front of a house that people are going to get kicked out of because of laws that we allowed to happen.
That's right.
Because of a position that we are not taking. And that position is that we're not going to take it anymore. That we understand what this community is going through. That we give a shit about what this community is going through. And as much as I want us to come out here every single day, we need to find a way to make this not happen.
Right.
Dead ass. This needs to not happen. Because if we can think about what has been lost and we can think about what is being kept, we can think about what is being protected, we can think about the fact that what we know in this city is based on a lie. It's not the truth. There's a mountain to the east of us. Do you know what the name of it is? Don't say what it is from white people. Don't do that. Do you know what it's called? East. That's what it's called. There's a mountain to the north of us that had its top blown off. Does anybody know what its name is and not the white name? Luetlatla. If you don't know that, you're fucking up. If you don't know that, do you care about what's happening to this community? When we talk about burning tables down, are we thinking about the tables that these communities were not only excluded from, but destroyed on? Right. These are tables that my ancestors and their ancestors were beaten, abused, raped, and enslaved on. So how dare we try and make these tables work for people that they were never intended to work for?
That's right.
We talk about burning tables down, but do we mean it? Do we mean it? Because when we talk about what we're going to do, when we change the way we function around policing, we want to give money to other organizations, we want to find better ways to do it, and we talk about social workers. How many of y'all know that social workers lost 120 indigenous babies last year? Do you know that? If you don't know that, all you're doing is rebuilding a broken ass system.
That's right.
And so you need to take the time to understand what's actually happening, not just here, not just what's in the past, but what's happening to people who have completely different experiences than you. And we say that, and there's this very shallow understanding of it that stresses me the fuck out. And it stresses me out as a black transgender woman, because I don't know what the two-spirit experience is. But I do know that I have relatives who don't use gendered pronouns in the language that they speak. So how am I supposed to create my identity in a culture that was never built for me?
Right.
and a culture that's language defines me as other, and a country that's laws from the beginning have defined me as evil,
Right.
as something that does not belong. And my empathy was born from that because the indigenous community experienced the same fucking thing. They were decimated before the white people even really showed the fuck up here. And then when white people showed up, they had zero respect for this community. They destroyed it, but they didn't destroy it, right? Because that's the narrative we have. The narrative we have is that the indigenous community has been destroyed. And it's right, it has not been destroyed. And I appreciate the fact that someone is out here saying it loud and reminding us and continually checking me even as I try and provide you with some information, something different. I need to move this.
Yes, please.
So, I struggle sometimes already in this culture that was not built for me. I struggle with language that defines me as an outsider. And I need you to understand that language is important. Just like I said, the mountain to the east of here is not what you know it as. You need to understand that the language that is in your head is a lie. The entire culture that you think you exist in is a lie. It's a supplanted culture that never belonged here.
That's right.
It has no business being here.
That's right.
So if you are serious about tearing these tables down, you need to find out about the people who've been here from the beginning. When we talk about the way forward, we talk about new systems, we talk about food sovereignty, we need to ask the people who started on this land how to do that shit right.
Right.
Because we don't know. We don't know. What we've done is we've taken white people's science, we've taken white people's data, we've taken white people's preferences about what the fuck they eat, and we've put it on this land. We've embedded this land with that bullshit. Half the stuff we eat doesn't come from here, y'all.
Right.
Most of the stuff you put in your face doesn't come from this state. Most of the stuff you were raised to eat is not for your body. But here we are, trying to make it work on land that doesn't belong to us, with a language and a culture that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
And so when you think about what you're doing with your daily life, when you wake up in the morning, Letha says she puts her panties on, she puts her slippers on, she's thinking she wants justice.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you want justice for? Who? Do you want justice for just black people? No. But what practice and understanding do you have about indigenous people? What practice and understanding do you have about understanding the systems that are destroying them? Missing and murdered indigenous women is a fucking term, y'all! It's a term! We talk about a legal system that's going to evict people who belong here, and it's the same legal system that will allow an indigenous woman to get her ass beat by some random ass white dude, and all the cops are going to do is take him off the res, and he'll walk right back.
Right.
But you don't know that, because you don't know what life is like for the indigenous community. You read a book, you see some shit on TV, you see some people in community, and that's it. You are not taking the time to truly understand what is happening around you. You are putting this entire group of people, and not just one group, entire nations of human beings, with culture, with language, with love, and you're acting like you know how to save it. We're acting like we know how to help them, when we're not even listening to what's happening. When some of y'all have just heard the term missing and murdered indigenous women and don't even really know what the fuck that's about. You're out here talking about, let's give social workers money. Well, no.
Right.
Social workers lose babies. So if y'all don't know, social work was started by well-meaning white women who needed some shit to do. That's it. That's how it was started. Go read a book, learn about it. I want you to. Because when we build these new systems, who are we leaving out? When we try and use the same fucking tables to rebuild the same fucking systems, we'll get the same fucking outcomes. That's it. And if you're not willing to fundamentally challenge the system, if you're not willing to look at these busted ass tables they continue to bring us to, and think actively, that is a table that people's ancestors have been raped, beaten, and murdered on.
That's right.
That is a table that created a culture that had to be beaten into people, that had to be killed into people. What we know about whiteness, for black and brown folks, was taught to us what? The end of a whip, the loop of a noose, and the tip of a white dick. That's it. That's where we got it. So if you're not ready to seriously think about how to dismantle systems around you, well, What are you even doing here?
Right.
Why are you out here?
That fucking part, right?
Why are you out here? How far are you willing to go to protect this house?
Right.
Because it isn't just this house, it's this land.
Yes.
And it isn't just this land, it's cultures and people who have been decimated by random whiteness, by intentional whiteness, by destructive whiteness. You need to find it in yourself to be different. And I don't mean aspirational. I don't mean you're coming out to the protests, you think it's fun, you're hanging out, you're learning a little bit. I'm saying, what the fuck are you doing when you leave here?
Right.
What are you doing when you wake up in the morning and you think, I want justice? For who? And why? Why do we want justice for these people? Why do we want justice for these communities? And then own the fact that you don't fucking know. You don't know. Do you have indigenous friends? I mean, and I mean, before Facebook or whatever, if you do, what's their last name? Like, really? Are they your friend or are they somebody you know? Have you talked to them about their history? Yeah. Do you understand the difference between why that mountain is called White East and that other one is called Luetla? Do you know? Because if you don't know, you're not doing the work. If you don't know, you're showing up and you are a body in this space. And I appreciate that you're a body in this space, but if you want to be a body in this space, you can just vote, which some people do, and that's cool. But let me ask you, how much land has voting given back to the indigenous community?
Right. Right.
How many of y'all know that folks in Oklahoma just got some land back? And that shit didn't come from voting. It came from the work. How many of you know that Innis Toten is still trying to make sure that they are being supported, that they are still holding their land? Because white people show up and take shit.
Yes, they do.
They created some new imaginary fucking lines and decided that we had to follow the rules. And we have to follow those rules by force. They will kill us if we don't follow the rules. They'll take things from us that they think they have a right to take. And so as you go through your days, when you wake up in the morning, you put on your underwear, you put on your slippers, and you think about who you're getting justice for. Who are you getting justice for? Why are you getting justice for them? And own the fact that you don't fucking know. You don't know. And so you need to find a way to platform the indigenous community. You need to find a way to shut your mouth, give your money, and create a platform for the indigenous community to speak over you. Over you. Find a way to take that step back and then take 3 more. And then find an indigenous person who you don't know and just let them say what they need to say to you, what they need to say to this community. Find a platform for them because we're not giving them enough platforms, y'all. This is last minute. 2 years.
Yes.
Where the fuck we been for 2 years?
Yes.
I heard someone earlier say there's going to be another family and another family and another family, and y'all, that crushes my heart. Because that's the truth. Because the system we have right now privileges people who will use violence against us. And when you think about the indigenous community, it should be very clear to you that the United States has one set of fucking values. One. And the only difference between the average American and a fucking cop is that a cop has a gun to enforce those values.
Right.
That's it. And they have shown us time and time and time again that they will take us, they will take our children, they will stick our children in schools and teach them white ways in order to erase who we are.
That's right.
There you go.
And they're not scared to do it. They feel they have to in order to save us. That the best way forward is to involve ourselves and become and assimilate into a culture that doesn't understand anything but a gender binary. That doesn't understand anything other than how to make everything a fucking commodity. We pay for everything in this country. We are bought and sold and paid for. And that's some bullshit, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Bullshit.
And if we're standing on unceded land, trying to survive unchecked capitalism, trying to survive police abuse, who's missing from the conversation? When you build your new table and they talk about these buzzwords, diversity and inclusion and equity, where is your heart? Where are your values? And how are you centering the people who started here over yourself? Because that has to be done. It has to happen. And we have to find ways of understanding how we can support them in order to find the way forward. Because everything we know about fascism in the modern world was taught to Germany by us.
That's right.
It was taught to Germany by how we treated our indigenous community. And then did it again with the Japanese community. We're doing it again right now. Right now. Fascism is alive and well. And if you want to know how to survive it, you need to go find an indigenous person. Because they still have their culture, they still have their values, they still have their language. The fuck do we have? Black folks, do you know Bantu? Do you know Swahili? Yoruba? No. Their languages still live. We don't have that connection anymore.
Right.
So if we want to know how to maintain that connection and how to find our authentic selves, well, there's a community who can help us do that as long as we show the fuck up for them for real. So when you wake up tomorrow and you think about who you're getting justice for, stop yourself. Who, why, and then own the fact that you don't know what you're doing yet. You don't know what you're doing yet, because unless the indigenous community is standing at the front of this movement, you're not doing it yet, right? We're not centering the most marginalized people. Do you know disabled indigenous people? Do you know two-spirit indigenous people? The answer is probably no. And that's not their fault. It's our fault. And we need to own that.
That's right.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That was everything we needed to hear. That really was. Give it up for Mountain. Land back! 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 Yeah! We're gonna get our fucking land back. Come here, C3. Give it up for C3, come on!
Oh man, beautiful night, beautiful night. I'm loving the consistent anti-colonialism language. It's really difficult, you know, in this whole movement when everybody is really just trying to like play you and use you and, you know, try to kind of just advance whatever plan they already had. So it's beautiful when we get up here and we talk about the chattel system and we talk about how we're born into this system of slavery. You know, every last one of us, you know, that social security number represents your little portion in this treasury that only exists because of all of the seizing of all of the wealth of all of the people of the world, right? But you're born into that with all of that karmic debt and all of that hard debt, all of that moral debt. You know, a system that's based off of absolutely corrupt morals. It's morally bankrupt, and that's how it starts. You start a system that's morally bankrupt, and you will be bankrupt. It's just a matter of time. It's got to play itself out. So, yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Yeah. Put it up. I already know already know, it already show. You got a long way to go, down a long weary road, but I already know. I already know. I already know. I already know. I already know, yeah. I already know. 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 Can't you see this global corruption? They have you incurred a concussion. This shit is real. My 15 was holding this stealing, just focusing on my next meal. Family was struggling. I couldn't get enough of this, so we couldn't pay all them bills. Left me alone, but look how we ended up. God bless the child that held up his own. While you was in college, studying gentrification, I kept them from taking my home. Desensitization, you vented the nation. Globally famous for slaying their own. Citizen drones target the soul of the youth and fillet it right off of the bone. I already know. We used to have gold. They came in our homes and they took our thrones. I already know the police will kill you, my nigga. Don't reach for that phone. Cause I already know, yeah. I already know. 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 I already know, yeah. I already know. 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 I already know, yeah. I already know. 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 That's the voice of that, you know, black leadership trying to let you know something. Like, what you mean, man? What you mean, man? This is lifelong. This is lifelong. This, you know, this doesn't mean that it's wrong that you've been in it for 5 months. That's not what it means. It don't mean that it's wrong that you've been in it for 5 years. It means that it's righteous than a motherfucker that we've been in it our whole lives. Born into that shit. That's all. It means you can learn a lot from that. That's all. It's not a bad thing. Embrace that. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. We keep it moving, man. Keep that music in the air. We tuning chakras tonight. Oh, we gonna talk about the Monopoly. Yeah. Can I get a little more beat? There we go. Yeah. Monopoly. Because that's all it is, right? At the end of the day, we need to be taking it to these corporations, man. We living in the Silicon Forest right now. Let me get closer to this speaker. All this shit is irrelevant when you in open with the elephant. I am the tester to all of you editors. I cannot lie, I know they didn't intelligence. I got the game plan. I always secure my hood, that's why I'm the main man. Cause I always did what I could. Look, you wanna talk about jewelry? Well, none of your ethics are fooling me. I've been drinking gold, they go straight to my frontal lobe. Now watch what it do to me. See, I break the mold, and I take that and make a roll. Yeah, that shit ain't new to me. Was 14 on my own with the jewelry. Bubbling shit like a brewery, I got the fuego. And that's on you, you made your castle out of Legos. And that's so true, I wonder what you gonna say though. When you know that they putting your soul onto the payroll, doing it cause they say so. Hey yo, you can make $1 million if you make a mockery. You can make $1 million if you're faking properly. You can make $1 million if you play Monopoly. Yeah, I guess your $1 million mission not for me. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. Hey, get off of me, you ain't got shit to offer me. Hey, ain't nothing like a long-awaited prophecy. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. A fucking thing, yeah. Look, I ain't never needed nothing but my team. Martin Luther King, yeah, I got a dream, yeah. Then my people ain't reduced to counting beans. You got stuff and I'm just running off of steam, yeah. Yeah, that ain't nothing but the blood up in my jeans. I can't take up this discussion with a tween. Look, little homie, you ain't seen the shit I seen. I grew up around killers, panthers and gorillas, telling bedtime stories that just cannot get no realism. Probably shouldn't even sleep at night, no. Keep one eye open property. Hey. And now I'm coming to fulfill the prophecy. I know. $1 million if you make a mockery. $1 million if you're faking properly. $1 million if you play Monopoly. But I can never ever be your property. Get off of me, you ain't got shit to offer me. Hey, ain't nothing like a long-awaited prophecy. Hey, I guess your $1 million mission not for me. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. Yeah. I'm a king, you ain't get to go to college, so they label me the dean. And they talk to this a game of expectation through the seat, yeah. So never do it, they expecting you be free. Posted rapping like a flagpole, you just did it for the cash flow. You did anything they asked for, now you're tripping cause your back low. I ain't doing for the bag though, ever since it was a tadpole. Started from the top of Maslow, like what the fuck I gotta brag for. $1 million if you make a mockery. You can make $1 million if you fake it properly. You can make $1 million if you play Monopoly. Yeah, I guess your $1 million mission not for me. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. Hey, get off of me, you ain't got shit to offer me. Hey, ain't nothing like a long-awaited prophecy. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. Yeah. Ain't nothing like a long-awaited prophecy. I guess your $1 million mission not for me. Yeah. You don't gotta go for the okie doke. Just say no. You know? Just say no. It's real easy. All them colonizer tendencies, you know when you're doing it. It's a character.
Yeah.
It's a fucking character. You know when you're doing it. Quit acting like you don't know when you're doing it. Shit feels disgusting and you know it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's a character. They want to destroy character. They want to bring in a new character every time. If they come out with Tupac, right? Then they got to come out with Master P. That's how it works. You see? It's always got to be some kind of alternative. Hold on. That's what they saying right now. Okay. Well, what if somebody said it this way? We really got to pay attention. When we talk about black leadership, I do not mean tokenism. If somebody got black skin, that does not mean that that's your black leadership. You do not just pin that shit, you know. It's not how it works. It's not it. You know? At the end of the day, who will step up to the challenge and really decolonize? Really. Ultra sovereign. That's what we're what are we doing here? Philo. What are we doing? Land back. Ultra sovereignty. Restoring indigenous rights to indigenous humanity. Okay? Ultra sovereignty for everyone. Okay? We are trying to get ourselves out of this chattel system. And I'm not leaving none of my brothers and sisters behind. So let's keep it rolling.
support. For passion of purpose and freedom of faith. For never submitting to being a slave. For reaching and teaching than being betrayed. Why they always wanna take my time? Why they always wanna shade my shine? Why they always wanna break my mind? Callous full of gold thoughts, guess they see me as a gold mine. Callous on my soul, that's because I never sold mine. Everything I make is set out to destroy. Desensitize, incentivize, and deploy. Kill all our bodies, it's just a decoy. Ain't killing our love, ain't no stealing our joy. So why they always wanna kill my vibe? Huh. And why they always trying to kill my tribe? And why they always wanna bring my high down? Silencing my sound. Why they always wanna kill my vibe? Yeah. And why they always try to kill my tribe? And why they always wanna bring my high down? Silencing my. I wish I had a lot of love, so they always gave me hella hate. I ain't never giving up, I'ma have to see us elevate. Time is of the essence, I ain't in the waiting, I'ma innovate. Make the eliminator, the originator, I'm a generator, I don't imitate. Shout out to the ego that got out the way, recognize it so they have some shit to say. Shout out to the dreamers stuck in the arena, battling the demons every single day. Ooh, ever since the different seats, y'all I ever promised you was choice. Silence my sound or free me with your voice. Sound, hey. You ain't silencing my sound. No, no,
Yeah, that's the cry of indigenous people right there. I don't. What I do is called ceremonial grade hip hop. This is all honor to the ancestors, all honor to the universe, all honor to the Most High. Every single time I step out of the way and I let them speak, they got a lot more experience than me. So when I talk to you about humility, about these other leaders and whatnot, you have to understand what gets them there. Is that level of humility with the universe. In every single situation, we are being tested. What will we do with power? Quit acting like you don't got it. We all have power, and we abuse it all the time. Question is, right now, what will you do with power? The question in the next hour, what will you do with power every minute? What will you do with power? That's the test. People that have been sitting there doing that test their whole life ain't quick to abuse it. They know. Man, what's up? We gonna get into Mama Cry? Yeah, let's hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Cause you can hear the gentrified mamas crying. Yeah. Come follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion. Yeah. Genocide, people dying.
Hitting fences from coppers, don't try to stop us. All my niggas got choppers.
Come follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Where we live in Metropolis, spread my word to the populace. Time to stop this shit.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
mothers who struggle. Please forgive me, but I feel like I had to hustle. Killing my own kind, addicted to doing crime. I contemplate suicide, my mental state do or die. Blazing on these devils, trying to kick me out my own hood. Started with a bubble, came up and now we all good. They plotting to stop us, but all my niggas got choppers. Equipped with freedom of speech, I'm quick to bust at the coppers. If they search, I bet you find it. Travel through my mind on the road to Mount Zion with the feds on my behind. Zoom, zoom, nigga, peekaboo. Pulled up in the robe and peep the story of a soldier. How I grew up blowing doja. Make room before I bust this fool. Hand up on the holster, I've been running with the outlaw crew. Hustle till you blow up on a faulty Motorola. Don't say shit on the phone, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Peace out, nigga, I'm gone. Trying to find home, name this place in our families. Witness the birth of tragedy, try not to be a casualty. These devils play me close, they think I'm losing my sanity. Save me God in these streets, got all of these devils mad at me. Survive the gentrification, they hitting niggas with cases. I know they all work for Satan, this shit is genocide. They say Nietzsche is blazing, they bump my shit to the nation. They fell asleep, I wake them good, making mama cry.
My mama's crying.
Hitting fences from coppers, don't try to stop us. All my niggas got choppers.
Come follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
When we live in metropolis, spread my word to the populace. Only drop that shit.
Genocide, people dying.
Tell George Bush, coppers on the armed prophets on the road to the promised
Come
land.
follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Stop killing each other because we killing our mothers, but we don't understand.
Mama, don't cry. Mama, don't cry. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Make your mama cry. Make your mama cry. This ain't right. This ain't
This is what my nigga do. Tell my nigga, keep his head up, stand up. Finger the cops and tell them catch up. We reckless, running this town until they catch us. Bless us before I die, or corrections. They test us, look for the cure and then infect us. Invest us for a profit, but where the debt does it's messed up. Looking at life as a chest club, but guess what? It's just on to the next one. I mean, on to the next scene, my text freeze. Lyrical killer, on to the next beat. Respect me, unload the 9 and let your chest bleed. But let's think, all of the crime, our mother's rap streams. And the flowing into oceans. Look at all my dead homies, pour some potion for our soldiers. Tell mama shed no tear, don't worry about the police. Just know they can't hold me, cause Fleelo's so free.
Come follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Where we live in metropolis, spread my word to the populace. Ain't no stopping this.
Genocide, people dying. They dying.
On the road to the promised
Come
land.
follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Stop killing each other because we killing our mothers, but we don't understand.
No, we don't understand. It's time to become with another plan. This mother's land. Yeah, we hung one another, we didn't know we're brothers, man. But if we stand together as one, then we can be the son that mama knew we'd become. You're making your mama cry. You can't let your mama die. I know you're on the grind, but her life is on the line. Mama know we gotta come and go. So if mama goes, we all fall like dominoes. But you get it, gentrified, mama's crying.
Hitting fences from coppers, don't try to stop us. All my niggas got choppers.
Come follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Where we live in metropolis, spread my word to the populace. OP, stop that shit.
Genocide, people dying.
Tell Dookie, we got this, and all prophets on the road to the promised land.
Follow me, I'll show you Mount Zion.
Stop killing each other because we killing our mothers, but we don't understand.
Mama, don't cry, mama, don't cry. It's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright. Make your mama cry, make your mama cry. This ain't right, 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 this ain't right.
So free and Nietzsche in the building. Yeah, man, we was ahead of the curve on that one. What's the date on that one?
That's 10 years ago. We dropped that song 10 years ago, October 9th, 2010. It's so good, we're gonna do it one more time.
Sorry that it's like affecting you, but like it's affecting all of us right now.
You got who on there?
So then she had like a third down and a second down because of And
Man, wait till y'all hear these tracks from this brother, man. Wait till y'all hear some of these tracks he's holding out.
But it's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
just don't talk to me if you don't want to hear the whole thing.
Who will step up to the challenge?
Who will step up to the challenge? Yeah. And who will restore the balance? Yeah. Well, who been kicking all them balance? Who been making sure the truth shine? Overcoming this on malice. We get our freedom in due time. We ain't never go to college. Nah. But who been kicking all the knowledge? Yeah, scholarly, that ain't how they color me. No, this shit is not like the lottery. We made to be broken. Straight fruit off they Dollar Tree. Call me King James, how they corner me. Ain't no short corner reach before they honor me. They gon' draw corner me. Back from the future to terminate. Praying my sermon don't terminate. I'm spreading seeds, yeah. Cause freedom from greed, yeah. That's that shit that you need, yeah. A nigga been doing the mostest. They calling me Moses. I'm parting the seas, yeah. Cause that's the saga of the Nagas. That's the god of Theravada. Now you're thinking you're the roster. All nations under siege. Cause I'm the kung fu of the karma. Illuminati body harma. And I don't need nobody armor. Somebody to Cali did, I got the keys. Yeah. Who will step up to the challenge? Yeah. Hey. Is it us, y'all? Who will restore the balance? Yeah. Well, who been kicking all them balance? Who been making sure the truth shine? Overcoming this on malice. We get our freedom in due time. We ain't never go to college. No. But who been kicking all the knowledge? Yeah. And I don't meet your expectations. And I don't need no hesitation. When you have unwavering faith, you don't need no destination. And I don't need your education. I learn more from revelations. From the bottom of the barrel to the highest elevations. Spanish tires on the sparrow. That's the reason why I'm saying we survivors of the peril. That's the reason why we banging, yeah. If we about that confrontation, we can never be complacent. Look at how when it goes down, they just staring in amazement. See, we just got stuck in the hood. But shit, we in love with the hood. Struggling only do we know the worth of our suffering. Huddling stuff in the wood, religiously burning kush. To see through the eyes of the fire, we talk to the burning bush. Who will step up to the challenge?
That's it, y'all. That's good, man. Y'all rocked out with these brothers, man. These my brothers right here. It's been a minute. Been a long road.
I don't know if y'all seen C3 perform before, but that motherfucker is like directly connected to the ancestors. I'm not even playing. When I listen to his music, I can feel just every chakra go into alignment, feel connected to my planet. That's the type of music that we need to hear in this movement. That's the type of music we need to hear in this movement. So give it up for him one more time. Nietzsche and Philo are very talented as well. And I believe they have a song dropping tomorrow. So be looking out for that. Make sure you follow us on IG. Red House on Mississippi. We got that on the website too. Red House on Mississippi.com. So make sure you're following and you're showing up and supporting when we have events. We're going to continue to do eviction blockade trainings We're creating processes to take the land back from the government. That's what we're doing here. So if anyone tells you that coming to Red House isn't a direct action in this movement, they don't know what this movement is about. This movement is about liberation for black people. Because once we liberate black people, all people will be liberated. It starts with us. We're going to take this fucking land back and we're going to do it for everyone else. We're going to dismantle all the systems that oppress us. We're going to burn this fucker down. So thank you again for coming out here tonight.
Thank you.
And I think Gary has something to say.
So, I was able to find out where the Bucket Brigade is going to be tomorrow, Providence Park, 11 a.m. Please show up. Continue to support the black leadership here. And I'm just going to remind everyone here that it's about total abolition. And once again, us being here in support of the Red House and the Kinney family is what this movement is all about. It's about community. So y'all make sure y'all go to Red House Eats and drop some money in for this family. There's also a community fund being put together for those in need in the community, whether it be food, bills paid, or whatever. And it's going to start with feeding our babies, the 14 million children who are not getting properly fed every day in this country. It's 3 times the number of the Great Depression, y'all. I don't think y'all need to see anything else, right? So it's time to step up. The fund is called Feed the Community, FTCFUND, Cash App. We need to provide for each other. And once again, all this food that's been here has been provided by for the community. As long as it comes in, we will cook it up and serve it up and break bread together. And I haven't been able to do it, so I think it's my turn. Can I say land back? Land back. 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 For those of you who are wondering, that is not an ask. That is a fucking demand. And we will settle for no less. Providence Park, step up for y'all leadership. Let's have some fun. We're going to have our flyers out there. We're going to have signs. We're going to have our bullhorn. We're going to have some music. And we're going to raise some money for our leadership and protect our leaders. Their entire lives are involved in this. Let's step up, community.
Give it up for Gary. He's right. I don't get paid to do this work. I don't get paid to organize in the community. I don't have employment to keep me safe and secure. I'm out here fighting for my community. I'm not sitting at home being comfortable. We don't have that luxury. If you have the financial ability, redistribute that wealth. Tell your friends. Bring them out here the next time we have an event. This is the heart of our movement. Supporting Black and Indigenous families in our community is what this movement is about. Continue to show up. I love you very much.
We love you.
Even if I told you, still wouldn't understand what happened. Rather be myself when people look at me, don't matter. A rock star, just trying to keep it kosher. Trying to keep my eyes on my own paper like my teacher's told me. Think it's over. Number 1 on the charts, I'm never vicarious. Still there you go. Bias to pushing negative narratives. I'm ready to. Confident pull me over, embarrassed. Here's a pump. You never knew me, thought I was there.
Oh my god, my legs are asleep. I caress that.
Treat us like
Sounds bad.
Like I said, I haven't been on my best behavior in a while. Also, I did 3 beers in. I took 2. I'm drinking the 3rd. And I'm also best behavior, blurry lines. Stuff in the kitchen. Just saying hi to my friend Carissa.
Everybody's being so nice to me today.
Hello, Carissa.
Is this a trick?
I've had to eat donuts today. Is your Hot Pocket thing still working out or not? Did you ditch them?
No, I have that at the end of the night before I hop into my mom's basement, or before I, when I'm down in my mom's basement, before I hop into my sleeping bag. That's when I eat my Hot Pocket. It has to be in my sleeping bag.
That's a lot of loser stages. You got the Hot Pockets in the basement, and then you got the donuts, and then you got the sleeping bag. Oh my god. Sleeping bag. You got extra donut holders in your sleeping bag?
No,
is there room for a microwave in your sleeping bag?
No.
How do you make the Hot Pockets then?
I get it, and then I take it to my...
You get it where?
In a microwave.
I feel like, where is the microwave? You're gonna have to explain this process. I'm sorry, I can't, okay, this is why I can't, when I play fucking video games, when people comment, I just talk a lot. I got my team disqualified because I forgot to stop talking shit. I'm sorry.
You're like one of those kids, you're like a troll. You're a troll.
I'm not a troll, actually. You know what, I don't actively try to aggravate people. It's more like, I just like responding to things that I see.
I love Hot Pockets in my mom's basement.
Yeah, why wouldn't she love... I love Hot Pockets in my mom's basement. If my mom let me just live in her basement and eat Hot Pockets, that's what I would do.
I know, right? That's what winners do.
Ding, 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 you got me. That's like treat life for breakfast. I said my name. Whatever.
This kid is so cute with his little balloon. He's even got a little megaphone.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
He's adorable.
Little Antifa
Oh, speaking of that, I need to get... Oh, shoot, I wanted to go shopping tonight. I might do that on the way home. But I need to go shopping to get some food for tomorrow.
It's midnight.
I'm sure there's something open. Are you taking off?
Not yet.
There's Ian.
It's Carissa.
Yeah, I think I might take off pretty soon. Do you think there's gonna be any more speaking or anything? Hello.
What'd you say? Yes. We're crossing the stream. Never cross the stream, just like Ghostbusters said. So funny, I would usually try not to get you, but you're right there.
I know, I'm like, do I not film his face or? All I see are eyes, so.
What did you say? Sorry?
Oh, I was just saying, do you think that there will be any more speakers?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
I don't know if I just want to walk around and stream people in the face, so.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm keeping it right here.
We can just film these French fries. Oh,
But I might be doing
they're not
an
here.
interview or two, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think I have to get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize it was such a limited thing, or else I would have jumped on it way earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, well, if you show up, I'm sure you can get an interview because there's a little kind of reception area where there'll be food in there, and then we'll also hopefully have a speaker out there so you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah,
and then at the end you
talk
can.
to Frank.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool dude.
It's funny because I met him in DC outside of the march on the day of the march, and he even said, he was like, hey, if you want to get an interview, we can do that a little bit later, and I just never had the opportunity, so yeah, it would be nice to get that.
Yeah, he'll be here all week, so I'm sure you'll get the chance to meet him.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Dude, this fucking song is a fucking... Okay. Have we met?
No, I'm Ian.
Concrete Reporting.
Nice to meet you, Ian. My thing's called Concrete Reporting. I'm from Seattle. We might be. I don't know. What's your name?
I have a new mask. I don't know if you can see it.
I live in Seattle, but I spend time pretty much equal between Seattle. I spend like a week in Portland, a week in Seattle. I go back and forth,
I'm just gonna go leave here pretty soon and pick up some food for my event tomorrow and do a little bit more planning. Yeah, he's definitely going to be there tomorrow. Yeah, we had a meeting with him downtown, and he said he might show up today, but I don't know if he ended up coming and leaving or what, but we'll be here all week. You can just see me dancing.
A bunch of places, just trying to show a broad perspective of the movie, you know. Our students can learn a lot from each other, and we have been, you know. Yeah, I think that like Portland. Yeah. I think in Seattle, Portland communicated pretty well.
I saw you jigging back there.
I just said I think Seattle and Portland really communicate with each other and learn from each other really well. We're like sister cities.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's some tents set up here.
That's kind of what I felt like was happening with
these? Okay, I won't leave you alone. What is this? De-escalation and crisis intervening. This is stuff to use resources instead of cops, I think.
We're lit. We know.
I'll show you where the. Of course, there's a fire. Of course, this is Portland.
That's what everyone says that Seattle and Portland are the two best cities to watch.
Hey, Ezra.
That's true. That is true. You get to see them.
I mean, we get to deal with them.
Yeah, we have to deal with them.
As protesters dealing with them. Everybody else gets the pleasure of seeing them.
It's also filming up here because of the TROs.
Our riot cops are doing this, so it's like a little serious and scary.
Yeah, my viewers rule. Hardly any trolls tonight. I think I just saw 2, and they weren't that bad. It's disgusting.
What?
I didn't read all of it. It was just like part of it.
About people on their periods.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of it said. He said give them a hug or something.
Give your period partner a hug.
Okay.
Everybody.
I don't know what that means, but I didn't see the whole comment.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm trying my best, but I'm not trying.
You're not allowed to be on my stream. You're banned. You're banned for life.
I'm literally on it right now. You're like almost pointing it at me.
I'm pointing it at myself.
Oh, really? Oh, that
you're
means
banned. You're banned.
Okay. Alright. I'm banned for Okay. Well, if I'm
Sorry, Jeremy blocked you. You can't. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I was gonna say, wait. First of all, that's you exposing my identity for one thing. You just told him who I am.
No, I'm saying in person. But I was joking.
In person.
You're in person blocked.
No longer allowed to speak to
Alright.
Well, bye, Carissa. I'm gonna go.
Okay, see you later.
Over there now, I guess.
Alright, peace, love, and donuts. I'm gonna take off and do some planning and shopping if there's anywhere open.
Oh shit! Wait, this is still.
This is taking a weird turn.
I didn't realize.
All I could see is.
I could see your earring, and I was like, wait, I've seen that before.